Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business and start you off with an oracle card as usual. Just to get this reading started off nice, let's dip our toes in the energy for the lovely Libra collective. I hope you're all fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up though, my gods. Talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. What do we got for the Libras, please? And thank you. Yeah, that card popped out quick. I only had to do 2 shuffles. Hey, we got our good friend Ariel. It's been a while, and she did show up like once last week, but she hasn't shown up much recently. I love when her card shows up. It is a big indicator of the future and future focus. Now, before we start dissecting that symbolism, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it, my friends. But into the reading we go. We have our good friend Ariel here. I'm sure we've all seen the movie like a time or 10 or 100. So it's a classic. It's a beautiful type of energy when I see it in card form, because look at all that beauty she's surrounded by. It's lovely. But what do we see here? We see Ariel with her head in the clouds. So when this card shows up in a reading, it could be a very active mind. You might be daydreaming, imagining, which could be very good. But getting stuck there, overthinking, could be other things we see with this. When I see this card, I think of that future focus. Someone who may be in a good place, but it might not be where they want to be. This is somebody that has a different end destination in mind. So a lot of you could be in that mode where you're looking like 1 year, 2, 5, 10 years down the line in the coming days and weeks. But generally, this isn't bad. It's just a little heady, right? It's somebody that is thinking quite a bit. Let's get into tarot. We'll see if we get similar archetypes. But I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff. Let's shuffle it up one time for the lovely Libras. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So what's going on for Libra? So, last week's reading. Now, I like to keep the title simple. You know that if you've been around here for a while. It was titled Big Revelation Incoming. Now, revelations come in all different shapes and sizes, whether it's something coming to light, the truth of something being made known. For some of you, it could be an aha moment, eureka moment where all the dots seem to connect. All right, that's the vibe we were picking up last week. So we're going to see what we have this week. As you know, nothing's ever set in stone with tarot. Energy is very fluid. So only take this how it hits for you. It's all very personal. Let's get 3 cards out here for Libra, because we could be seeing the energy of those around you, right? There's lots of Libras out there. So we have the 5 of Swords in position number 1. This is absolutely something we're going to need to keep an eye on as we progress through the reading. Put that down. Hopefully there's no conflict happening here. Let's get 2 more. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands. So we're starting with the fire, air, combustive energy, which seeing a lot of fire and combustible energy in the other air signs. Let's get 1 more. Thank you. 3 of Swords. Okay, so there are some things that we're going to need to have a look here or look into the further details of, because we have the 3 of Swords here on the back end. So at first glance, this isn't the best energy to see. There could be a warning or 2 here, and it's all good. You know how tarot goes. But we're going to go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So position number 1, and I will say this. 2 sword cards, 1 wand card, pardon me, the fire-air combination. You know how I am about how the elements mix, could be volatile. But the 5 of Swords, this could represent conflict, first and foremost, when I see it. It could, all cards have a positive and negative, a dark, a light. Now, the positive of this card could represent somebody with a lot of determination. They're going to see something through no matter what. They're going to get it done one way or another. The darker side is this person doesn't care about who they got to step on or the consequences they got to take to do so. This could represent a narcissistic individual, so keep your eyes open in this time. If there's someone that's very full of themselves, that's this card. But it can be harsh and it can be conflict-based. So I do want to see what the clarifier is for this 5 of Swords, right? Because that could really tell us the tale. That could be a big warning. Now, moving to the center, we have the 8 of Wands, one of the fastest moving cards in the whole entire deck. This could speak about Communication, talks. This could be something progressing and moving forward. It's a heavy action card. It's one of the fastest moving ones in the deck. So when we combine it with all this air, when it comes in after a card of conflict, just beware, there could be some sort of talk or conversation that might go a little haywire when we have this, okay? I don't want to jump the shark on anything just yet, because the clarifiers could really change the game for us here, Libra. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Three of Swords. And like I said, the progression of this spread, like the possible conflict, the words, the talking, then the Three of Swords on the back end, like there might be some warnings here. But when I see this card, it's one of the most iconic tarot cards there are. You see the heart there with the three swords sticking through it. Now, all cards are on a spectrum, right? It could be something very minor all the way up to something major. This card represents pain, heartbreak, sometimes nervousness or anxiety because it's a sword card. So this could be somebody who's hurting. It could represent a broken heart, things of that sort. So we really want to see how the rest of this plays out, because it's like some sadness and pain that we're really going to want to see what's up with. And when we're linking all this other energy that we have, the way it's playing together, I really need to dive deeper on it, on all of it, to see if there's warnings. So let's do that, Libra. Let's jump in and clarify. And so let's get a good shuffle here for my Libras, please. Guides and spirit team. What's going on for my friends? And yes, Libra, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on this Five of Swords? And also, if you read tarot yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Libra, you drop it down in the comments. I don't mind. You won't be stepping on my toes. Okay, Five of Swords time. Thank you. All right, so for a good portion of you, if there is any conflict that could be related to like the workplace, I'm getting the energy of somebody feeling like unappreciated for their efforts. Okay, or there's just a lot of tension revolving around work or how one's money is made. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter how hard I work, it's never enough. That's like the type of energy I'm getting here with the Eight of Pentacles and the upright underneath this Five of Swords. Now, for some of you, you could just be healing. Like, remember I was speaking about a narcissistic person possibly, or a cold person. For some of you, you might be working on past wounds, or you might be working on how you react to things. But initially, the first vibe I was catching right here in the front is someone feeling a little unappreciated, okay? And for a lot of you, it could be in that realm of work or what you do or what you contribute. Like, no matter how much I do, it's never enough. So there is a warning here, okay? And there might be more throughout this. And for a good portion of you, it could be related to work situations or how you make money, okay? Doesn't have to be. It's not a be-all, end-all. But we're going to see what's up. And if we were to pull a positive energy from this, because we could, it's the determination. Because the Eight of Pentacles is somebody putting their head down, like, all right, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep working at this. I'm dedicated to this. So let's see what's up with that Eight of Wands. Why is this Eight of Wands here? That made me feel a little better. Like, even though that's not the best energy and it is still a warning about possible conflict, it did make me feel better. All right, yeah. Fiery communication is something you're really going to have to watch out for. Some of you might really be biting your tongue about something in this time as well. We have the King of Swords in reverse underneath this Eight of Wands. And I'm getting the vibe of somebody possibly like being offensive or somebody coming sideways. Like, that's just the vibe I'm getting here. Now, some of you might just be having issues with another air sign. But when I see the King of Swords in reverse underneath this Eight of Wands, I'm catching somebody who's like, all right, I'll let that one slide, or I'm willing to let this slide. So once again, another conflict warning here, right? Possible explosive energy once again with the fire-air mixture. But I'm getting the vibe that somebody might let something slide, okay? Or somebody biting their tongue. There could absolutely be something that you're like refraining from saying or biting your tongue about in this time. So I want to see how the rest of this reading plays out. Interesting stuff, Libra. Very interesting indeed. It feels a little repressive too. Let's go in on that Three of Swords. See what's up with that. Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow card. But yeah, there could be conflict. There could be warnings here about like things getting a little haywire, people being a little nasty. So let's see what's up with that Three of Swords, though. Quick. All right, that's good. We got the Ten of Wands in reverse underneath the Three of Swords. So more of the volatile energy still persisting here, but the fact that the Ten of Wands is showing up in reverse does feel good to me. And a lot of you, regardless of what happens, even though we have conflict, even though we have warnings here, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a long-lasting thing. To me, this feels like something that will pass rather quickly. Like, it's not something that's going to, like, sit on your shoulders for months and months and months and months. Like, I'm getting the vibe of, yeah, these speed bumps, these conflicts, these issues could crop up, but it could be dealt with quickly. Like, you know what you have to do to deal with it. The Ten of Wands is usually a card of burdens, right? Someone with a lot on their shoulders. For a small portion of you, this could be somebody who's feeling a bit defeated as well. All right, so take from that what you will with how the rest of this reading was going. This could be someone who's feeling a bit defeated, like they've been knocked down too many times. But the main vibe I'm getting here is like this conflict, whatever is going on here, whatever crops up, it's not going to be long lasting. It can be resolved and worked through quickly. So there could be resolution, although there is pain. Right? Because the Ten of Wands could also be like a heavy weight on the shoulders, a lot of pain. So just know there might be someone you're linked to that is going through a tough time. They're going through a lot of pain, but it's not always going to be this way. So please take a screenshot. You know what? Let's go through and do a quick recap before we get the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Five of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles. A lot of issues could be revolving around work or money for a lot of Libras here. Feelings of being unappreciated. There's big conflict warnings as well, but there is a silver lining to this, that it could be someone that is very dedicated to do what they have to do to win in the end. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Wands with the King of Swords in reverse. You might be having issues with another air sign. And I'm getting possible nasty words here. Explosive conflict or warnings in general are possible, so just beware. But I'm getting the vibe of somebody letting something go, letting it slide. Like, all right, I'll let you get away with that one. Or biting the tongue, okay? On the back end, we have the Three of Swords with the Ten of Wands. This energy is fleeting. This energy won't last forever. So that is a bonus. However, there might be someone you're linked to that is really going through a tough time right now, and they might need a couple of hugs, right? So please take a screenshot of that. They might be in some pain. It's all good, though, because it's going to pass. We're going to get you one shadow card here, Libra. Shuffle it up one time with the Shadowland Tarot. Definitely a different vibe from the last couple of weeks. What's up with Libra, please? What's going on for my friends? And I love to close off every reading with this deck. It's always nice to see what's in the shadows. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. A lot of you could be tempted to overindulge in things in this time or party it up a little too much. That's something you need to be aware of when the Three of Cups shows up. It could also speak about outside influences messing with you and issues revolving around substance, okay? Any substances, whether that's liquor or otherwise, could be prevalent in this time, okay? No judgment or anything like that. I'm just giving you the shadow side of the Three of Cups. Aside from those things, when we get the shadow side of the Three of Cups, it could be someone that's a little sullen, somebody that's usually sad or depressed. And with the reading we just had, it makes sense, right? Somebody that could be just a little pessimistic for whatever reason, or they're looking at the rougher sides of things. But it might be a symptom of a deeper issue. That's kind of what this feels like in the end. So do with that what you will. Try your best not to overconsume anything in this time, because I'm getting that vibe of somebody needing comfort. So do with that what you will, Libra. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the October subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced the day after Halloween, November 1st. But for November, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Vice Versa Tarot once again. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are you most grateful for? 'Tis the season, am I right, my friends? That's all you need to do to enter. And at the end of November, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. My friends, as always, much love, and I'll see you next time.